It's just, I really like this song.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about what we just experienced?
Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about, like, Reddit threads?
I don't know. What Reddit threads would we be talking about?
Just, you know, how do you turn the sound up?
There's a sound thing right here.
This is the sound?
Yeah, it says sound on it. You rotate it.
Ah! Okay.
Yeah, we don't want it too loud because we do have this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now we can kind of hear it as we sit
Okay.
trying to get out of this place.
Yeah, how are we ever going to get out of here?
You're just gonna have to wait.
Should I, like, turn on my blinker or something? Oh, there's a bus right there. We might be able to get out.
I mean, honestly, it's like trying to get out of Neyland Stadium.
I've never been to Neyland Stadium.
You never been to Neyland Stadium?
No. The only stadium I've ever been to is one where, you know, the giant Jumbotron thing?
Ah, yes.
Well, the outside of it is a guitar.
Yes.
That's where I've been.
I know where you're talking
And
about.
it was a soccer game.
Ah, okay.
It was...
I know where you're talking about.
I don't enjoy soccer. I don't enjoy sports.
Where did you go?
It was someplace in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
We went there for a bunch of games because we had season passes.
Oh, okay.
My dad got mad because when the soccer hooligans came, they have, like, their own section.
The soccer hooligans.
Yeah, they're, like, super loud.
That is what we call the student section.
Yeah, no, it's, like, serious people who are, like, super into the game. Me, I just play on my phone, and one time my mom got me, like, a chocolate ice cream bar that just melted in my hands because it was so hot. Like, eat it fast.
That seems correct.
So are we reading more Marine Corps?
Do you want to read Marine? Not Marine. They're not just Marines. They're
Just, like, Army
it's just
stuff in
military in general.
Okay.
Let's see what I can find.
Man, we are never getting out of here.
No, it's gonna take a while. You might as well sit back and relax. It's gonna be a bit.
Yeah, man. We should have stayed and talked a bit more.
Well, Roger walked away.
Yeah, I mean...
And Ellie walked away.
Ellie is just... I don't even know where she went.
Well, she showed back up and then walked out the front.
I didn't see her. I think we might be getting out.
I did see her.
Nope, we're not. That bus is moving. There's no way. Jeez.
Okay.
We're never getting out of here. We're never getting out of here.
Just take a breath. Oh,
I think we might.
yeah.
Come on, bus. Move.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. We're free. We're finally free. Oh, great.
Go
Look at the
that
line
way.
at the red light. Okay, this
Go
way.
this way.
Let's go this way. My God.
You're gonna have to wait just as long
Yeah,
here.
half this podcast is gonna be us, like, talking about the traffic.
We'll eventually get out of here.
Yeah. Like, just commentary on what's going on the road that people who listen can't see.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I always feel like I'm doing something illegal here, but it says no left turn, not no right turn.
It says no left
So
turn.
I always think I'm breaking the law, but this is not a left turn.
Okay, people are coming. Come on, guys. Speed
This
up.
is not a left turn.
Yeah, this isn't...
This is a right turn.
This
I
is
am
a
totally...
right turn.
I'm totally fine.
Yeah, you go in right there.
But for some
the
reason,
other side.
I always feel like I'm breaking the law when I come out this
Yeah.
way.
Hey, that car kind of looks like yours.
It does kind of look like my car.
I saw that car parked in the parking lot a few weeks ago, and
You
I thought it was
me?
you. And it turned out you didn't come to that practice.
Yeah, no, I did not.
It was so weird. I'm like, that's Sarah's car.
But
then
she's not here.
Then I get into the building, and I'm like, where's Sarah?
She's not here.
Oh, gosh. Just like...
Where'd she go?
Where did she go, and why am I alone?
Why?
Because
Ellie didn't come here with me.
and you and Ellie are like the only two people I actually really talk to. I need to make more friends.
Yes. It'll get us there.
It's just kind of sad.
Now.
Okay, what are we reading?
What are we reading? I'll switch the music real quick. Hey, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Navy.
Okay, Navy stuff. That's cool.
I was at Great Lakes mid-90s, and the funniest memory I have from boot camp was our first week.
Okay.
We've gotten all of our clothing issue. Our recruit division commander, which basically is the Navy's drill sergeants, was pacing while he instructed us how to fold and stencil our underwear. Now, they make it super complicated and petty so you will learn how to work under stress. I know that now. 18-year-old me did not. Our RDC, not entirely sure what that means, but RDC was 4'11" and the meanest person I've ever encountered. We were all sitting in front of our bunks while he told us how presumptuous our mothers are, and that's why she didn't have time to teach us the proper way of folding underwear. I was trying my best not to laugh. He would grab someone's stack of underwear and just slam it into the floor, and then he would do some sort of pagan river dance on top of them.
Okay.
Some of my shipmates burst into tears because the RDC told them they will never be able to have a good career because their names were stenciled off center. I understood what he was teaching us, but he was screaming at the top of his lungs, and if he walked in with, what? Hang on.
Here's the thing.
As if he walked in on one of us and his wife. When he approached my bunkmate, I closed my eyes and prayed. My bunkmate was like the nicest guy in the world. He was from Philippines and had been speaking English for 2 years. This was not going to turn out well. I kept my military bearing and looked straight ahead. Suddenly, he got into my bunkmate's face and called him things like a worthless scumbag. And it was the thought of a grown man being so offended because your undies weren't showing skinny, fat, skinny. Skinny, fat, fat, skinny on the folds. And it was making my nose bleed while holding my laps in. This is where I failed. He threatened to punch my bunkmate in, and I quote, his oven. And I'm still not entirely sure what that is, but I let a few pangs of laugh shoot out of my nose, and it sounded more like a sob. I thought about how I was going to explain my discharge to my mother. He glared at me. He yelled at me to stop pointing my big teeth at him, which until he said that, I had never had an issue with them. My bunkmate looked at me with his eyes and said, "Thank you for taking this beating for me." He was half an inch to my face, and I could taste the sad, cold roast beef gyro he ate for lunch alone. He made a mad grab at my underwear stack I was holding. I paused. I did a good job folding. I watched his eyes go up and down while he looked for the slightest mistake. He looked confused, and his eyes darted back at me. I was my stupid self was smiling at my RDC, expecting praise, like the Xena war cry made my heart sink. I couldn't hold it. He turned and ran towards the window and threw my underwear bundle with all his might, but the window was closed. He immediately attacked the small lock with punches and kicks. The other two RDCs had to hold him back while one of the recruits got that window open. He broke free and tackled the underwear bundle. Everyone watched while he backed up to a running start and took off. My underwear fluttered out to the wind rather beautifully, but one of them said no, and it sailed back inside supernaturally, and my RDC went to kick it. Well, he's so short that when the underwear wrapped around his foot, he started stomping his leg as if he had, hold on.
I'm dying.
As if he had, I lost it. He had a lit match between his toes. I was laughing so hard, I didn't notice he was stomping me, but the entire time my underwear was still wrapped around his feet. You know what this cost me? For every one push-up everyone in the Navy did, I did 10. I didn't get a blanket party, but my fellow shipmates spoke openly on the best way to hide my corpse. Even when I graduated, I didn't get my officer and a gentleman moment. Not being carried away. But when a hard drill sergeant tells you how much he was rooting for you the whole time, nope. my RDC told me before I shipped out for school was that he would find what base I would get assigned to, and in a few years he will just watch me. Just watch me. And when I am at my happiest, he will come and slit my throat. So at least I have someone thinking about me.
Okay, but I was laughing so hard, now I have the hiccups. About the whole folding your underwear thing, is that just a guy thing? Because I've never had to fold my underwear.
I mean, I fold my underwear.
I don't. I just put it in a stack and put it in my drawer.
I roll my underwear, I guess.
Yeah, but you have... Okay, here's the thing about rolling clothes. It takes up less space.
Yeah, that's why
Ask anyone on a boat or a submarine.
That's why I roll my underwear.
I just, lay it flat.
I roll my underwear.
It works for me. I actually have... My two bottom drawers aren't even filled with clothes. One is full of stuffed animals, and the other is full of costumes.
Ah, yes. And I would assume women have to fold their underwear as well in the army.
Oh, then that would be a very big problem for me.
In the military. You just have to learn how to fold your underwear.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even if you did know how to fold your underwear, you'd go in and they'd tell you everything you're doing is wrong and reteach you how to fold your underwear. But you better get it in 10 seconds.
I'm a really big creature of habit, though.
Well, don't go in the military.
I wouldn't survive anyway.
Neither
With all the stories, I think I'd have a mental breakdown the first week.
Yeah.
But it's funny to hear other things.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
What else we got? Should I read the Apple story?
Oh, yes. Please read the Apple story.
Okay.
It is, the funniest story.
It's so funny.
I like the Apple story.
Okay. So the background is Camp Pendleton, California, summer 2005, at the base of the Reaper. For the past 2 days, we recruits had completed the seemingly never-ending challenges of the Crucible, from negotiating obstacle courses while dragging man-sized and man-weighted dummies to test our patrolling techniques, all the while hiking from event to event. The final portion of the Crucible was a hike back to the company barracks, which involved negotiating the hill affectionately known to all recruits as the Reaper. The sun had just barely begun to rise, allowing the black hill to contrast ever so slightly with the navy blue sky. At the base of the Reaper, the company paused our hike to hear a few motivational words from the chaplain or company commander, or maybe it was some other important person. In the darkness, I couldn't tell who it was, and I didn't much care. I just wanted to finish the hike and take a shower. And in addition to this well-meant attempt at injecting us recruits with a dose of motivation, a pleasant treat was produced before us. A box of apples was being passed down the column of recruits. After several days of eating nothing but MREs, the fresh apple was more than just physical nourishment. It was a psychological respite and a momentary distraction from blistered feet and sore muscles. But it was merely a ruse. The apple was a lie. No sooner had my teeth perforated the crunchy skin of what I was sure was going to be the most delicious apple I'd ever tasted, I heard the all-too familiar sound of our platoon's beloved kill hat drill instructor, Gunny Sergeant Sanchez. We were the Gunny platoon. All of our drill instructors were Gunny. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm going to keep saying it. Gunny platoon. I don't know how that happened, but it was most certainly an idea conjured in the fifth circle of hell. Packs on your bags. Get your packs on your back right now. Stop chewing and throw those apples away and get ready to step. I was tempted to complete the glorious bite I had begun. It was an injustice to humanity that these perfectly good apples would be thrown away by those who would enjoy them so much. But I could not disobey a direct order from my drill instructor, no matter how satisfying it would have been to have that moment of rebellion, sweetened by the nectar of a lovely fruit. Besides, if Gunny Sergeant Sanchez saw me, I would be dead meat for the rest of boot camp, and I wasn't so sure that drill instructors couldn't see in the dark. So I clutched the apple in my hand and said a silent eulogy and prepared to launch it into a dignified rest in the grass adjoining the dirt road I stood on. I cocked my arm to the rear to conduct a modified grenade throw and prepared to let go of my dear apple. As I prepared my arm forward, my rifle sling slipped off my shoulder and my rifle fell down my arm, halting my throw midway. The apple traveled not in the rainbow-like arc I intended, but in a straightened line like a fast ball hurled from a baseball pitcher. I had chucked the apple pretty hard, right into the face of the drill instructor. Time seemed to stand still in a pause. My body seized up in fear. My mind could only compute one thought. This is how I die. Who did that? Who hit me in the face with an apple? Who was it? In the darkness, I could see a flat-brimmed hat attached to an animal figure that was moving at lightning speed up and down the column of recruits, half running, half jumping like a crazed velociraptor. Does he already know it was me? Should I turn myself in and sign my own death warrant at the young age of 18? Did any of my fellow recruits see me throw the apple? Before any of these questions could be answered, salvation came 100 meters away at the front of the column in the form of the company's first sergeant's booming voice. Stepping, repeated the formation of recruits just as we had been trained to do. The column began to move, and I disappeared into a flowing sea of marching recruits. I had received my last-minute death penalty pardon. I had been saved by the bell in the 12th round. I could not have been happier to begin climbing the Reaper.
Every time.
It's so funny.
I'm amazed at that story.
It's so funny.
The guy hits his drill instructor in the face with an apple, and he is saved from...
By another drill instructor.
Yeah. It is like the worst thing that could happen, and he is saved.
Yeah, I would hate to see what happened if they did figure out who it was.
Yeah. And forget about trying to explain that it was an accident.
No, you don't explain. You don't say you're sorry.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I mean, it's just a thing. That's how the Marines do it.
That's what I've heard from my dear friends who have somehow been through basic. I still don't know why he didn't tell me about that earlier.
About the not saying sorry thing?
No, about he went to Marine boot camp. Like, that's kind of a nice little thing to mention there.
Yeah, and you're the one who volunteered yourself for
I don't know
consensual kidnapping.
Okay, I don't know if that's actually ever gonna happen.
Yeah, don't volunteer me for that, by the way.
But it's just for the pure purpose of being able to write it from an authentic perspective. And I know that he can freak me out enough where it'll be real, but I'm not in any actual danger of, like, getting raped.
Right.
So,
man, I'm glad I'm not making any money off these videos, because if I was, this would get demonetized.
Because it's an important, being able to write authentically is a thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. Now, it probably won't ever happen, but it is this guy, so it might happen.
Right.
We're going to the same college, so that's also possible.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna kidnap me out of my dorm room. I'm gonna, make it look like he's not kidnapping me so he doesn't get arrested.
What are your dorm room plans exactly?
Dorm room plans? What do you mean, dorm room plans?
Like, how do you plan to interact with your roommates?
It depends on how my roommates are. Hopefully I'll like my roommates and we'll click well and I won't have to work at it, be enjoying being around my roommates. If it goes the other way, I guess I'll figure it out when we get there.
I don't know. I think I might be one of those, college hermits that get a single room.
Don't do that.
And, not talk to anyone.
You can't do that.
How can I not do that?
Because you'll fall into an abyss. I will not let you do that to yourself.
We won't be going to the same college.
I will track you down. I will do whatever it takes.
You know that's a joke, right? I'm not gonna be a hermit.
Don't do it.
I might put a chore wheel in our dorm room, though.
I think that's an acceptable thing to do.
Yeah. Just saying. You gotta pull your weight.
Just keep your stuff picked up and we're okay. Do
Yeah.
your laundry and we're fine.
Yeah.
I got an eyelash in my eye.
Well,
Can't see.
you're home.